Well, Aubameyang is pushing for a Barca return. Remember, in the summer, there were stories that was going to leave Chelsea to go ahead and really play for a team in the MLS, but that move never really matured, and I think he never really fancied it. Obviously, he found himself into bad books of history with the current Chelsea manager known as Graham Potter. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. We are discussing Frankie de Jong, and lastly we'll be touching a little bit of Nathan Ake, talking about Pep Guardiola after scoring a brace yesterday for his Dutch national team, and he really scored those two important goals that saw them win that game of football by how many goals to nil? By 3 goals to nil after losing 4-0 to France. Now Aubameyang, as you see him there on the 20th, that weekend when Chelsea were playing with Everton, and they drew, I think was 2-2 with Everton. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as you see him there, he was in the dressing room of Barcelona congratulating them after winning against Real Madrid. So this is the second time that every time Graham Potter has left him out of the match squad, he travels and goes to a different country. The other time when Chelsea were drawing with Fulham 0-0, he found himself down in Milan with his family. So this time around, he traveled to Barcelona and he went straight into the dressing room to celebrate the win with the team of Barcelona. Remember, this player was at Barcelona and he played for just 6 months, and then he was sold to Chelsea for 30 million euros, and till now he has not gone ahead to deliver for Chelsea. So the manager really just wants him out of the club. Then Fabrizio Romano, after noticing that photo, Fabrizio Romano went to his tweet and he told us that Aubameyang, almost out of Chelsea project, was in Barcelona dressing room after Real Madrid game. Aubameyang has still excellent relationship with backup players, Bod and Xavi. He wanted to return in January, but it wasn't possible due to FIFA rules. So it looks like he's really pushing for a move to Barcelona, and that's the lad known as Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I think he's now 33 years of age, and it looks like he is really fed up of Chelsea because he is not even named into the match squad. 20 players of Chelsea, he's nowhere to be named. Yet Chelsea don't have a prolific number 9 like him, who has a pedigree like he has, and we might find ourselves in a situation of him leaving Chelsea in the summer. Again, Martin Ferran has also told us that he works for Mundo Deportivo, that Aubameyang wants to return to FC Barcelona this summer. He is a clear option for the club, as he will be signed for free, have a low salary, and accept a second role. So I think Aubameyang will be 100% okay with it, playing for a second role. That's it, for a side which goes by the name of Barcelona, because at least we'll be knowing that at least I'll come in through and play some minutes. But at Chelsea, he's not even included into the match squad. When you look at Barcelona, one of their weakest positions where they lack depth is the center forward. They only have one center forward called Lewandowski. And however much he's not an injury-prone player, but every time he's out, you see them struggling. But you'll ask yourself that how is it going to be for Aubameyang, because even Lionel Messi is rumored to be returning to Barcelona, and how is he going to get enough playing time? That means Barcelona might offload some players, see to it that they can accommodate the return of Messi and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. But for me, I think Aubameyang, when he really went to Barcelona, he scored close to 17 goals in those many games he played for them, like close to 25 games, and he was really on fire. But when Lewandowski came in through and Barcelona needed to register other players, they needed to sell him out and really get some 30 million euros from him. That was really so much important to balance up the financial fair play that would allow them to bring in some players to go ahead and really get the job done and dusted at the side of Barcelona. So this time around, looks like they sold him to Chelsea for 30 million euros, and he's returning to the club of Barcelona at all in a free, because he signed was it a 2-year contract? And I think for Chelsea, they know that he's really on a very high salary, and that would be really a very huge reliever for Tony Boyle as far as the the weekly wage is concerned. And remember, the weekly wage is also involved into the financial fair play rule regulations. So looks like they are ready to offload him on to offload him off, and he is really jetting back to Barcelona, and he might find himself playing for that side in there. In the summer, he would have returned to Barcelona, but it's not allowed by the rules of FIFA to go ahead and really play for 3 teams in a space of 1 year that are into the same confederation, and that is the confederation of UEFA. He played for Arsenal. He was at Arsenal in 2022. You get? Then in 2022 again, he went ahead and played for Barcelona. Then again in 2022 he played for Chelsea, meaning that you are supposed to play for 3 teams that are in the same confederation in a single year, and that couldn't allow his move out of Chelsea. Teams like Atletico Madrid were so much interested in him, and they found themselves in a position of not even coming close to really getting him. Now, after that, let's go to Barcelona again. A story coming in from Mundo Deportivo that Xavi believes that Frenkie de Jong's participation in El Clasico is very key to the team. He has not recovered yet, but with Pedri out, he's an irreplaceable player. So, the El Clasico is coming in through, I think, mid next week. And it's going to be, I think, the Copa del Rey second leg semi-final between Barcelona and Real Madrid. So, as it stands, Barcelona won the first leg away in Camp Nou. Is it Camp Nou? Santiago Bernabeu for Real Madrid. And the game ended 1-0 in favor of Barcelona. It was an own goal. So, after that, they are going to do the second leg again, and it looks like Frenkie de Jong missed out onto the international games for a side called Holland, and he was injured. So it looks like the manager needs him into that game, but it looks like he's going to be injured. He's going to be doubtful to attend this game of football, yet even Pedri is really out. So you wouldn't like to go into a game against Real Madrid at Camp Nou when you're not having Frenkie de Jong. Pedri pulled a muscle when he was playing Manchester United at Camp Nou, and for a player called Frenkie de Jong found himself injured and pulled out of the Dutch national team that was going to play against France, and is it Moldova that they played yesterday, and they won it by 3 goals to 0. So he's out, and it's a very huge doubt for Barcelona. And for the manager, he's really mourning, especially the manager of Barcelona, Xavi, is mourning because he also doesn't have Pedri into the mix. Smash the like button, comment and share. And lastly, let's talk about Nathan Ake, who scored a brace yesterday as Netherlands really won their first game in that group. Remember, the first game they lost to France by 4 goals to 0, and it was really beyond humiliation, according to me. Now, as it stands, Nathan Ake has gone ahead and revealed to us how good Pep Guardiola is on him. He said, "When my dad passed away, he was there and spoke to me a few times, giving me time off when needed. I will always appreciate that. He's been a big influence, putting so much trust in me. That's why I do everything to pay him back." That is Nathan Ake, and it has been reported by Jack Kenmary, who is a writer at the Sports Bible. And when you look at a player known as Nathan Ake this season, he has been really, really rejuvenated by the manager Pep Guardiola. He's really playing very well. I think he's playing more than he has ever played for a side known as City ever since he was bought. And I think it was all about the threats that came in through when Chelsea was wanting him to go that side, and they're really willing to cash in for him. But obviously, he found himself in a situation of being convinced by Pep Guardiola to stay at a side called City, and here we go. He is really enjoying his spell at a side called Man City. He is scoring in goals, and he's a regular starter. Sometimes he plays as a left back, and sometimes he's played as a left back. He plays as a central defender and sometimes as a left back. So he's really important for the club of Man City, and he is being looked at as one of those players that are really untouchable right now at Man City, that have even brought Joan Laporte, is it Laporte? I think Enric Laporte, who plays as a left few players on the left side of the central defense of Man City to come out and say, I want out of Man City because I'm not getting enough playing time. So guys, your thoughts on to Aubameyang pushing for Barca return are welcome in the comment section below. Then your thoughts about Frenkie de Jong and Pedri being out, yet Barcelona is really pushing in to win the Copa del Rey against Real Madrid. And lastly, your thoughts about Nathan Ake hailing the manager of a team called Man City, that is Pep Guardiola. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. Second video of the day. More is yet to come onto this channel. I'm out.